Welcome to Title Round Sports. I'm your host, Dave Bethay. It is the time of year where Scott, the stat assassin, likes to send me random huddle highlights of potentially high-level recruits that UJ usually is targeting and ask me to rate them and tell me what he thinks about them. These are people that I have not seen and generally don't know anything about. So instead of doing this and then talking about it on the podcast later, I thought it'd be fun to record it. This may be an absolute disaster, but we're going to try it and see how it goes. Here we go. The first one is Shamari Earls. Playing receivers. Kind of lazy route, but... Oh wow, he got gone down the sideline. Wow. Is there any defensive highlights? These are all offense. Can I run this angle? Dang, yeah, he is. One of the things that I always like to do when I look at these, assess long speed. I'm usually pretty good at that. This guy looks like he's about a 4.5. Scott has him listed as a 10.8 and 100, which is good, not great. And yeah, you can see his long speed there. Also like to figure out their height. This guy's listed at 6'2", 205. I don't think either of those are accurate. He looks to me like he's about 6'1", $195, which is still really good size. That's kind of in between because at that size, he could easily be a safety. That's bigger than Christopher Smith was when he came to Georgia. Oh, it's a good post route. But he could also easily be an outside corner. Until I see some defensive highlights, I don't really know. There he is at safety right here. Reading the quarterback size. Yep. Oh, wow. He's got good ball skills. I'm impressed. That's terrible technique. That's good hands, though. Good hands. On defense, you can tell he's kind of raw. Here's a corner. No pedal, no real footwork. He's just running around being an athlete. But he gets a pick here. That's a great play. Yeah, so two things that I haven't seen. One is I haven't seen him demonstrate footwork. The second thing is I haven't really seen him tackle. Here he is on offense again. So without watching a whole lot more of this, I'm sure this kid probably athletically is going to end up being a 4-star, but just looking at what he actually does well defensively, he to me looks like an outside corner. I haven't seen him tackle. I haven't seen great footwork, but this is also him as a junior. So they're thinking in 3 years when he's a sophomore and they've had him in the weight room and trained him, his footwork will improve. Athletically, he looks like a Georgia player, but I would say this kid's probably a high 3-star. I wouldn't put him as a low 4-star. I'm sure he probably is, but I'm not so sure this cat ain't a receiver. All right, so I'll pause it there and we'll go on to the next one. All right, so the next one is Rashad Johnson Jr. Scott's got him listed at 6'2", 195 with an 11.1 and a 100-yard dash, which is not great. He's a junior, so let's take a look at him. Safety. Two things I want to look for at safety. Tackling and ball production. That's a good tackle right there. Oh, look at that pedal. His footwork's terrible. He's upright. He's not moving very well. It's good ball skills, though. Looks a little thin. But 195 might be a little generous. This dude looks more like he's about 187. Oh, it's him in offense. Golly, I'm looking at the defensive back there. They do this on you. These highlights, they switch from offense to defense on you. Good catch in the back of the end zone. Right, here he is at safety. Again, look at the footwork. He's aggressive. So this is him at receiver again, looks like. One of the things about seeing kids play both ways is you get an idea of how good of an overall football player and athlete they are. It almost worries me when I don't see kids play both ways because, like, if you're good enough to play at Georgia, you weren't good enough to find some position on offense and defense in your team. Here's a safety again. Watch his feet. His feet are dead. He's reaching, grabbing. I don't know, guys. I'm not impressed so far by what I'm seeing. Kid's clearly a good athlete. He's long. I'd say he's the 6'2". I don't believe at all. He might be 6'1". He's lanky. I don't think he's 195 pounds. Speed is okay. This guy to me looks like a potential star, especially because he seems like he's a willing tackler. That's a good open foot tackle right there. That's actually really good. Yeah. I don't know if he would have the long speed to play outside corner. I don't know. He's going to have a lot of work to do in coverage. Looking at this right now, I'd say this guy looks like a star, and I would say he looks like 3-star. I'm not super impressed with what I see, but I'm sure this guy is a great athlete, and I'll probably be wrong, he's probably a 5-star, but look at this guy, he looks like 3-star to me. All right, so our next one is Jalen Morgan, 6 foot, 190, 11.7 yard dash, which is not fast. This guy is a freshman, so let's check him out. So here's an offense here. Okay, he's in the slot. He's not very fast. Oh, wow, good hands. See that long speed. He's out of your frame, but there he goes. Oh, he's not slow. In the slot. Safety. Oh, wow. That's what I'm talking about. Needs to wrap up, but that's good. Yeah, there ain't no way this kid's 190. No, he looks pretty fast there. He's rolling right there. This kid, he's like about 5'11", $180, which is still good. He's a freshman. This is a guy you can see his senior year being 6'1", 205. But yeah, here he is at safety again. Not great technique there, but good job staying in coverage on scramble. That's a really good job. That's actually one of those things as DB's coach I love, because staying in coverage on a scrambling quarterback is one of the hardest things for DBs to do. So that's actually a really good highlight, even though it may not look like it to the naked eye. Fade ball. Go get it. Oh, nice toe tap. Wow, they have a drone camera footage. That's awesome. They won't let us do this in Georgia high schools. That's really good footwork right there on that comeback. That's pretty impressive. Corner out. Yeah, so I like this kid. Again, as a guy that's a freshman, imagine this kid in 6 years when Kirby and them get him in the weight room and get him trained. Like, this is a good prospect. I like this kid. I don't know what he's rated, but look at that. That's really sticky coverage right there. And see, I think this kid's better than the last one we looked at. He's got to easily be. This kid's gonna end up being a 4-star or a 5-star. He's really good as a freshman. I mean, look at that. Yeah, seen enough. Sorry for a little hiccup there in the recording. I don't know if this kid's rated, but this is a 4-star kid, I would say, with a chance to be a 5-star. This kid's really good because this is a freshman. That's unreal. This kid's a freshman. I mean, yeah, this is a really, really good recruit right here. Continue to watch more of this video. This is a kid that I could see being a true deep safety. He's very much in the Christopher Smith mold. I know he's playing corner and safety here, but you always get good athletes. But if he's going to come down and tackle like he has shown in these videos, look at that hit. Wow. If he's going to come down and tackle what he's shown in these videos, and you imagine this kid being 25 pounds heavier by the time he's ready to play at Georgia, this kid could be a really good traditional safety. Like, yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one. So the next one's a kid named Todd Robinson. He's listed at 5'11", 195. He actually looks like his measurements. God, he looks big and strong. 10.9 on the 100-yard dash. And one of the reasons that Scott and I like to use these 100-yard dash times instead of 40 times is usually these 100-yard dash times are laser verified because you get them from MileSplit, which is the company around the nation that tracks track times. So usually very accurate. And there's usually a pretty good correlation between a kid's 100-yard dash time and his 40 time. So a 10.9 kid is a high 4.5, low 4.6 kid a lot of times. So it's fast enough, but that's not an elite high school time. I have one DB in my team that runs a 10.5 100-yard dash, which is very, very good in high school. He's one of the 8 fastest kids in the state of Georgia. And he ran a 4.4 at some camps earlier this summer. So that's about what that translates to. So let's take a look at Todd Robinson, who is a quarterback in this clip. All right. That's power read. Yep. Splitting them. Smooth. It's got good speed. Love it when a guy plays quarterback because it tells you he's a high football IQ. Oh, this looks like a kid from Valdosta. Wow. Oh, it is Valdosta. No love for them. All right. Athlete, yeah. One of the most storied programs in Georgia. Oh, Zone Reed got him. Let's see if he can take this to the house. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's rolling. He's fast. Is he going to outrun this last angle? He does. Oh, he looks He definitely looks 4.5 fast, not faster. That is a heck of a play. Nice throw. The last time I coached against Valdosta, we beat them 56-21 in the semifinals. It was their worst playoff loss in school history. So, yay. So, does he have any defensive back highlights mixed in here? I want to fast forward through his huddle, but it's a lot of quarterback stuff. And I wonder if he's got this, like, kind of like a Malachi Starks, where he should be recruited as an athlete. If all we're looking at as a guy as an athlete, I see the athleticism and the size. Just like to know how he moves, backwards and will he come up and tackle. That's kind of stuff you have to worry about with these guys that are primarily offense players. Because if you look at Malachi Starks' high school stuff, it's stuff like this. You don't see a whole lot of DB highlights. But he's obviously very, very good because he's a freak athlete. So in looking at 247 Sports, they have him listed as an athlete with his primary position being running back. See, I can see that. You put a guy like this back in the backfield, 5'11", 195, which is like those are both real heights and weights. He's got good speed. He looks like the typical UJ running back that's going to do everything well except run really fast. And the one thing that I haven't gotten to see from his running is the ability to break tackles, but he clearly has really good vision, can run away from people. So I'd put this guy as a high 3-star running back. I've seen guys that are faster and guys that are a little bit bigger and break tackles, but I would put him as a high 3-star. And as an athlete, who knows, he might get to Georgia and they try to play him at defensive back because that's what they did with a guy like McCole Hardman. Kirby's famously said he wasted a year of McCole's career trying to play him at corner when they realized he was an offensive player. So this is the part of the video where I get to go back and look at the actual 247 composite rankings and see if I'm actually right. Usually, just so y'all know, I am notoriously bad about underranking people, and looks like I did that here. So first one, Shamari Earls. He's a high 4-star. I said he looked like a low 4-star or a high 3-star. He's a high 4-star, and I guess you consider the frame, especially if he's really 6'2". They have his weight at a more realistic 180 here. But especially if he's really 6'2", that adds to his ceiling, and the ball skills really were very, very high level. So I can see from a profile standpoint why he is rated so highly. And I even said that. Rashad Johnson is the one I was probably the lowest on. He is a solid 4-star. Of course he is. I don't know. I don't see it. I understand the frame and the ball skills, which is a common theme on these guys, but I don't see the actual football skill of a 4-star. But again, a lot of times in these cases, you're recruiting a frame and a prototype that you will coach into being the football player you want. Jalen Morgan's one I was really high on. 6 foot 180. He's probably smaller than that. He reminds me a lot of Christopher Smith when he came into the UJ program. Even like a Richard LeCount. Both those guys were like 5'11", 190-ish pounds. And Christopher Smith and Richard LeCount, neither of them were burners. LeCount, I think, was like a 4'7" guy, and he ended up being like an All-American. So he's in this mold. Morgan is. He can hit. He's physical. He's a good football player, and I think he's a guy that can play deep safety, possibly star, but I think he's a future UJ defensive back starter. And then Todd Robinson, I've listed him as a 3-star. Of course, he's 4-star. Of course he is. And it was hard to evaluate based on what I saw because, like I said, I didn't see him break a lot of tackles. He had good long speed, so it's kind of hard to evaluate him, and who knows what he'd be like as a defensive back. But one of the reasons that some of these evaluations can be hard for me is that in the 2 or 3 minutes that I'm watching, I may not see some of the real football skills that you would see in like a camp setting, like block destruction, or getting a lot of reps on one-on-one coverage. You're not going to see a lot of safeties doing that in film, but they might be great at that in a camp setting. And so those are some things that you could see in a camp setting that would add to the evaluation that you may not be able to see on just a 2 or 3 minute huddle highlight. So yeah, as always, I underranked the kids. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it wasn't a complete train wreck. And if I get a chance, we'll do this again if y'all give us good feedback. That's it for today. Thank you for watching.